of moving and grooving. My sister, please tell us your full government name.
Oh,
Yes. See, I put it out there. There it is. There it is. There's your girl name.
Leslie Tramuel.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to know the other?
No. May I put this back on you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Leslie, when you came to Greater Washington Urban League, only a couple of how long now? It's been
It's about 6 months.
6 months. Now I'm telling you, when she showed up, you all, she has a lot of energy because your experience really goes you've been doing this work for a long time.
Yes.
Give us a little bit about the history of you before we move into what you do for the Greater Washington Urban League.
Okay. Before I came into nonprofit, I worked for corporate. And doing that, I learned a lot of different ins and outs of how to actually handle money, how to handle businesses, how to market, and how to portray what they wanted to see me do to make them money. And from that, I was able to acquire a lot of things. Able to put my boys through private school, which helped them out. They got out of college in a record amount of time. So, and do the things that I wanted to have done, but I wasn't happy because I wasn't actually doing what I knew had purpose for.
Got it. I hear this, right? And so she worked that purpose and all of that experience to the Greater Washington Urban League.
Yes.
Tell us your title and the department that you are literally transforming.
Okay. I'm actually the program manager for CFI, which is Center for Financial Inclusion, and FEC, Financial Empowerment Center. You'll see FECs around the United States, but of course, there's only one unique FEC, and that's ours. So you tell everybody, so maybe they'll come to us.
Now, in the center, I tell everyone who joins, who comes from Business Wisdom Wednesday, or who joins our entrepreneurship, if your money's not right, I don't care how good your product is. That money has to literally be a foundation, right?
Yes.
Tell us about what programs you offer at CFI.
Well, the main program is called Financial Spark Series. I say that's the main because it's a course of 10 classes that you need to take that are universal. They connect to one another. It's the funniest thing because I couldn't figure out why our numbers went down with wealth management and with estate planning and insurance. But people don't like to hear about death or insurance because they think about death or wealth management. They're thinking they can never get to the estate planning. So when they started doing the classes, I was like, wait a minute, I might have to see some of those in the beginning so that I can say, don't worry about this. I'll explain what this part is. Go to the classes, see what we have for the workshops and everything. And we're seeing an fluctuation of classes. People join the classes and workshops. So we know that it works, but the Spark series works. And let me just say this. I've done this over 15 years. But when I was introduced to Greater Washington Urban League, I looked at the program. I was like, oh my God, she took my notes like Jill Scott, and she just used all my notes and got this thing going. So she really, if I say she, it's Kendra. It's actually my supervisor. She's the director of Center for Financial Inclusion. She wrote the roadmap. She just drew the roadmap, which makes it easy for me to kind of step in to do what I need to do for the clients.
So for people who want to be one of those clients, and this isn't free, and most of it's online, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us how do we get connected to this opportunity?
You can go to gwul.org. I think it's at 365 GWUL. I'm not sure about
governmentemails.org.
You can always go to FSC at gwul.org. And I'm just the one that's crazy. I'll put my cell phone number on when I'm emailing people. I don't care what time they call me because again, this is about getting them financially straight.
Yes.
And when I see people and I know they want it, it's like, okay, if you come to 5 classes, I can show you how to get your credit score up. But if you mess up that credit score, you're going to have to go all the way back through financial classes again.
So you got me rubbing my hands now, right? Because I know that you have some classes that are just for women and classes are just for men. Can you talk about those classes also?
Yes, we have classes that are mainly for what they call the healing sessions. And healing sessions for us is that we don't realize we're connected to our money young, at 6 years old, at 8 years old. Things that happen between us. I always use this story when I'm speaking to men or women But I was maybe like 7 or 8, but I knew how to count like nobody's business. And my father was the ultimate hustler. I'm not going to tell you what he hustled, but he hustled. And so he used to always say, baby, always learn to count, learn to keep up with your money. If somebody owes you, make sure you get a percentage of it. But he always taught me that. But my mom said, when he brings that $100, make sure you spend it because he's going to come back and borrow that $100 from you. So I never learned to save.
Okay.
And so when I learned to save, it was when I was like 26, 27. But that's when I started buying houses, doing things and flipping houses.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I then knew that was the impact from me never learning to save and spending because I was scared someone was going to ask for that money. So now, if we get to the root of how we learned to spend, how we got to a 500 score, if we just
Take
open
ownership
up
for that. Yeah.
take ownership,
Yeah.
you can get to 800 and stay there.
Right.
It's just
Awareness,
facilitation.
accepting
Mhm.
your responsibility, and now moving forward. Can you tell us some of the successes that you saw happening when people come through this process? CFI.
I'm going to use Mr. C. Mr. C came to me, and for the life of me, he wouldn't tell me that he had been an ex-offender.
Okay.
He would not explain why he was going through this program. He was like, I got money. I just, don't want to do this. But he wouldn't tell me his life story. But I told him, I just finally just broke it down and said, hey, this is my family. This is how, I've learned this and this. I have cousins basically done this. Then all of a sudden, he just broke down the barrier. But he had zero score, no score. And this is a young man that was 25 years old. So I have a 30-year-old son and a 23-year-old son. And I say this successfully because I had to basically go through those troubles to be able to get them. But they both came out of high school with like a 799. One was like a 756 and one was like an 809.
You know this credit thing.
Yes. So I'm saying that because I had to get them started so they would have a long way to hurt themselves if they actually drop down.
Okay.
But with that, I was like, well, wait a minute. He found a job. This man wants to spend time with his child. I was like, well, we first have to get you on the board. Nothing I said, he listened to. He listened halfway. So I said, wait and save $500 and then get a security card. And it was so funny, he got a $200 security card because they said, this is what he needs to do.
Right.
Stop listening to things.
Right. Because you know this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he got the $200 card. He went to 179, but somehow miraculously, we got him in 5 weeks from 0 to 661.
Yeah, I hear that.
So
Yes.
he
It's
was
a
like,
system.
yeah, he actually was like, oh, so I laughed because he might call every 3 months and have something that's going wrong, but he never returns my call. I said, you're like a bad date. You're like a one-night stand. You don't call me back. You don't do what I need you to do. You don't follow up on his classes. But I jokingly with him I guess he now sees me like a big sister or something like that.
You see,
It's a relationship.
it's a relationship that is making him better than he was.
Exactly.
And I'm glad you shared that because a lot of times people say, does the program really work? You know it works.
Yes.
But it works when people get in and literally do the work, right?
Yes.
And so, once again, you have been at this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What is that one thing you wish people just trust you from the moment they meet you? Like, if you just did this, I'm telling you, it's going to work.
If they just saved the first 1,000, if they saved $1,000, because usually people are not as much in debt as they think. It's usually about $2,000 or $3,000, but paying back those vendors
Yeah.
in increments is the hardest thing to do. But if I have 1,000, I can make arrangements to say, write off this amount and he can pay 150.
Notice how she flips it over. No,
See it,
yes.
the big picture.
Yes.
If you have no money, I have no way of planning your success. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But if you just trust that saving, get the foundation there, start listening to what we say, go to the workshops, meet with your coach. If you can't meet with them every week or, every month, meet with them every 2 months, set a schedule and stick with it.
The Greater Washington Urban League has a system.
Mhm.
And you're making that thing real, sister. You are literally bringing it to people at no cost and not just telling them factual. You're literally helping them see the facts when they do the work. Can you share one more time? How do we reach you?
You can reach us at 365 GWL, excuse me, the word they're going to kill me, on GWL or www.greaterwashingtonurbanleague.org or GWUL.org. And I want to say this because I didn't know he was going to be here today, but I don't do this alone. I have a team of people. Nate, he's in the back over there. The one that's wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
No, he's wearing the pink polo back. But Nate is a part of our team as well. And we have a wonderful young lady named Mama. I mean, she ran the program before I even came and was in existence. And of course, Kendra was the blueprint, scholar.
So before we go, I want to open up. Are there any questions out in the audience? Because she's been doing this with her heart wide open, helping people get their finances right and getting their life to the next level. You have a question? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
When are you doing your women's class again? The women's.
Believe it or not, it was supposed to be this weekend, and then we had a snafu, and something changed, which is better because I'm trying to get my boss, Mrs. KO, what I call the knockout queen. So basically, I'm trying to get her to say twice a year will get us, where we need to be. So July is going to be the next healing session that we're going to be actually performing, but we have men's healing sessions coming up in the next month and a half.
Okay.
So go to the website, take the workshops. If it's something there that you think that should be there, let us know. Write us an email. Let us know. We will try to transform it into something so that we can educate, the community.
Sister, I thank you so much for coming to Business Wisdom Wednesday. I encourage you all to be a part of what the Greater Washington Urban League is doing to help your finances, because if your money's not right, it will affect your life.